Hello and welcome to episode 31 of season 2 of the All About the Balls podcast. And you join me, Ollie, and Gareth after Gareth has just used the phrase, well, at least you're not an Instagram slag. So it's going to be one of those weeks.
Yes, it is.
One
indeed.
of those weeks. We're not going to tell you what we were talking about before we started recording that led to that. But it's good to know I am not an Instagram slag. So yeah. But hang on, what do you mean, but?
Sorry, carry on.
There's no but. Mate, how are you?
Oh,
long weekend.
Fantastic. It's been a very long weekend of incredible sport, great weather.
I'm not sure incredible does it. Just truly insane.
You just can't write it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was as much in shock as you were that Brighton lost after the start of the season. So
I mean, what is going on?
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's our top story tonight, as it has been, I think, on Sky Sports News for the last couple of nights. But behind that, somewhere buried down in the D block of most news programs, there is a little bit of a story about some guy called Ben Stokes.
Yes,
who. Okay, should we just dive straight in?
Let's just go for it.
Very quickly. We are busy on social media at the moment. We would love you to get involved. So we're on Twitter, I think at AATB podcast, or just search in Twitter for All About the Balls. We're also on Facebook at All About the Balls. And where else are we? Are we on Instagram? Facebook? Are we Instagram slags?
We're still Instagrams, not slags. Instagram,
not slags as such.
Slightly promiscuous on Instagram. I wouldn't say slags.
Just flirty.
Yes,
nothing else. Just
DM us if you're interested.
Yeah. Slide into our DMs. I love that phrase. It sounds awful, but yeah. But anyway, yes, on with the show, mate.
Yes.
I mean, look, I imagine there are so many cricket shows out there this week where everybody is starting with, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
But for very good reason, it does not make any sense at all that actually happened.
No.
It just doesn't. No.
I mean,
no.
I thought, in a weird way, I mean, it's not great podcast, but I'm actually almost lost for words to a degree.
And that's our show. Thanks a lot, ladies.
Yes, of what happened. I mean, the context of okay. So I'm going to put this out to you first.
Come on. Yep.
World Cup final innings. Ashes innings.
Yeah. Okay. So look, the World Cup final innings from Stokesy was very impressive. Because the pressure of that moment, of that day, was huge. And yeah, that was truly amazing. However, there is something about his performance in this, I guess, Ashes series, but just this Ashes game, that I think maybe is a step above even his World Cup final performance. And let me ramble here for a second, because you're looking at me like you're thinking, oh he's been drinking, he's talking bullshit
enjoying
again.
I'm enjoying it. I'm going to sit down and enjoy.
Because I think it's the broader context. Like,
the Stewart broader context.
Yeah, it's the Stewart broader context, because it wasn't just that innings. That's another fly gone. We'll never get sponsored by WWF nowadays. But so it wasn't just the batting. It wasn't just the score, the amazing score, and the way he just destroyed the Australian attack when it got down to the final sort of two batsmen and things like that, and he just had to go for it. The day before, maybe even the day off, I can't remember. The day before, he bowled a ton of overs. 14 overs on
the bat.
Like that, like in the heat, under pressure, when Australia were amassing a big lead, and he took the ball and said, "Look, give it to me, get stuck in." And I think he only got like a couple of wickets or something like that, but he just kept pounding away, trying to restrict the Aussies and trying to get them out. And then he came out and batted in the way he did. And what I think is amazing is, didn't it take him like 50 balls to get 2 runs or something like that?
He was on 2 of his first 64 deliveries.
I mean, that that patience from a man who is, known for his attacking prowess and all guns blazing, things like that, that ability to assess the situation and know that right now I just need to stick around. I just need to be here.
Well, it's interesting. His mindset seems to have shifted dramatically batting in Test cricket because before Fight Club 2 years ago, he used to have his strike rate was 67 in Test cricket. Since Fight Club, his strike rate is 47.
Really?
So he's dropped. His patience levels have gone up through the roof comparably since then. I mean, that innings was, I'm going to liken it to a nightclub punch-up. And just bear with me.
As every Stokes metaphor has to be.
Bear with me. Here I go.
Yep. Hold tight.
He was the drunkest man in the club, barely could stand up against 11 Australians.
He's in a walkabout somewhere.
And somehow managed to sober up to ninja level and near enough single-handedly knocked all of them out, with Leachy coming in at the end to throw one punch while he cleaned his glasses. His
nerdy mate who joined him at the last second.
And at the end of the a kung fu movie, he just stood there with his arms aloft and everyone else, all the Australians on the floor. That's a great
metaphor. I mean, there's been a lot of coverage, a lot written and a lot said about this Stokes innings, but I think that is the ultimate metaphor. That is absolutely beautiful.
I mean, it was
absolutely
just
beautiful.
Class.
So look, I mean, we could wax lyrical about Stokesy. One question I did have for you, and again, this has been said a lot, but let's do it to death anyway. Stokesy better than Botham and Flintoff?
I think ability, talent-wise, technique-wise, better than Flintoff.
Yep.
I think longevity, he's still got a little way to go over Botham, but in pure summer of love, there's no way I think this will ever be beaten of what he's done.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I mean, I was devastated because we've got tickets for the last test, and I thought the series is over. It's going to be a purely beer-focused day for us, but actually we can now split the time between cricket and beer.
We can now take the sport very seriously. Seriously. Actually, do you know what? It's an interesting one. Just trying to think it through. Was Flintoff a better bowler than Stokesy, but Stokes is a better batsman? Not by much. I mean, in terms of the bowling, I think Flintoff had a little bit more pace about him, didn't he, than Stokes?
Yeah, he had that element to be a little bit more aggressive, I suppose. Yeah, just because he was such a big guy.
He was a big unit.
I think, technique-wise, batting especially, Stokes is a better cricketer. Yeah. With the ball, I would say probably Flintoff would slightly edge it, I suppose. Drinking. Flintoff. I'm going to go Flintoff. Everything I'm like, it's just basically beer and
everything is beer related, actually.
Yeah. But no, I go Flintoff with the beer.
Yeah.
Stokes with the bat.
Beefy with it all. Beefy with the ladies.
Yeah, beefy with the ladies.
I assume. I just assume.
We've got no basis for that.
So, two big questions for you.
Yes.
Both captains are under fire. I think Joe Root has had a tough time. He did he get what, 70 odd in that second innings?
Yeah, 77.
Which was obviously crucial, but he's had a leaner time with the bat than he would have wanted. And he's coming for a lot of criticism in terms of his kind of captaincy and his strategies in the field, positions, all that kind of stuff. He doesn't look like he's in command in the field. And he hasn't got a world-beating bowling unit, but it's not a bad bowling unit. But
no, he's got decent. I mean, he's got decent bowling attack.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got some experience.
The problem is, I said this. I don't know if I said it to you or sent someone else the other day, but
you talk to other people. What?
About cricket? There's basically anyone who will listen. I talk to about cricket.
Yeah, we've been told about that, mate. You need to stop that.
I don't think there's anyone else.
Well, there is that. There is that.
I think by default, he's a captain. I think he's a fantastic batsman. I love watching him bat.
Absolutely.
I just don't think there's anyone else. The vice captain is under scrutiny at the moment about selection with Joss Buttler. People are saying, should he even be in the side?
I think both Roy and Butler are struggling to really hold down their place.
There's lots of chat that actually, this is what I said to someone the other day. Jason Roy is not an opening batsman for Surrey in red ball cricket. He bats full.
So what on earth are we doing with sticking him up on number 1 or 2 for...
Joe Denley has opened for Kent and England.
Yeah.
So if you want them both in the side, bat Roy at 4, where he wants to bat.
Do you bat Roy at 4? Do you let Root go 4?
Well, Roy's not good enough to bat 3, so you've got bat at 4, I suppose.
Okay. I'm not happy with Root at 3. I'm really not happy with it.
Well, he's just got some ones, hasn't he? So
true.
If you had Denley and Rory Burns, if you're still going to keep Denley and Roy in the side, I think you've got to swap them around.
Yeah.
And then, but then they're talking about dropping Butler.
Who would you bring? He's not producing, but who would you bring in for Butler?
Well, there's an argument.
Would you bring in Anderson?
Well, you bring in Anderson,
and then you've got
a long tail.
You got a long tail. You got
Wokes at 7.
Yeah, but bowling attack. You'd have then Wokes, Archer, Anderson, Stokes, and Broad, and then Leach as well. That's a lot of bowling options.
The question is, are you confident that your top 6 or 7 are going to score runs?
No, not in any way, shape, or form. I know they just chased down a massive target, but no.
But Australia, on the other hand, have got that real predicament now with Tim Payne.
With all due respect to Payne, and I don't know why I'm paying him any respect, but what?
He's a good lad. Elite honesty. He's brought elite honesty to that side.
He has brought elite honesty. Why is he there? He's not he probably is the best keeper in Australia, actually, but he's not so much better than anyone else. You're like, Christ, just get that man in there. Just find a way to get him in because he's so good with the gloves. You've got, is it Carey?
Alex Carey.
And Wade, who can keep
Alex
as well. And
Alex
Wade
Carey
is
playing
runs.
in Sussex at the moment, so he's in the country. He's playing county cricket. He's playing.
Well, Wade's in the dressing room. Wade's in the bloody same postcode.
So the question is, who captains then?
We see this thing. So I didn't realise. I think I'd forgotten. But Smith, whilst he's back, he's still banned from captaincy for another year, or I guess 11 months now, something like that.
Yeah.
So he, even though it looks like he is basically the skipper out there in terms of the chat to the players and the field plays, things like that, they can't actually make him captain. So if you get rid of Payne, you've got to have someone as captain.
And you look at that side, there's no one there. So it's such a weird one because you question, both of these guys are captaining because there's.
Do you think Payne steps down after this series? Or do you think they've had a chat with Payne and say, mate, you see it through till Steve Smith can pick it back up again? You've got, we will back you. You will be Australian skipper until Smith can have it back. No matter what happens, unless you kill a man or something, it's your gig.
Unless you bring sandpaper onto the pitch.
Unless you bring bloody sandpaper or any other DIY product onto the pitch. If you come out with a power drill, you're gone. But
he's just got sandpaper on his keeper gloves as he catches.
Yeah. It's just suspicious.
I don't know. Maybe. But Jimmy Anderson's back, hopefully. If he can get through this Lancashire second 11 against Gloucester second 11. If he gets through that 3-day game, he's back in.
Look, I am hoping Jimmy comes back and absolutely tears them to shreds. Jimmy Anderson, from the Anderson end at Old Trafford, I just want to see bold Anderson over and over again. But it does create a tricky selection problem because, like you say, if you don't drop a bowler and you add Anderson in, you've got a very long tail.
Well, yeah.
I know Stokesy can bat and Wokes can bat a bit as well, to be fair, but still, that's not their main gig.
They'll drop Wokes, won't they? So
can you drop Wokes?
Well, you're not going to drop Archer.
You're not dropping. No, you're definitely. You're not
going to drop Broad.
Are you? Broad's got Warner's name all over. You might as well. It's a shame you can't get Broad injured. As soon as you get Warner out in the second over, then he chops off.
Concussion.
Yeah. Just nuts someone.
The only one is Wokes, and then then you are batting Archer is 8. You got Archer 8, Broad 9, Addison 10, Leach 11.
Yeah, that's a long tail. That's not going to produce many runs, is it?
But then you've got to back your top 7 to score runs in and go with those 4. That's the point.
I mean, that is the point. That is an absolutely fair point. Like, you can't make a selection thinking, well, we're going to need that number 8 batsman to score at least 40.
Because we don't think our batsmen are going to score, and they shouldn't be playing.
Exactly.
So
anyway, I think that's
what they do. Our little selection meeting is over.
It's done.
So
it's done. So I mean, when is the next? I didn't look at the schedule. When's the next test?
I think the next one is. I'm going to say the 4th of September.
Yes, England, Australia.
And then the last one is the 12th of September.
Yeah, and we will be there. We will be there on the Friday the 15th? 13th. Friday the 13th.
What could go wrong?
Mate, can you imagine if it all came down to the Oval?
Oh.
That would be emotional.
Well.
What day are we going? We're going Friday, so is that day two?
Day 2.
Oh, so we're not going to see a result. But if we do, something's gone amazingly well or badly.
Anything so far, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
okay, so we've got another show before the next test, so we'll do predictions then when we get closer.
Indeed.
But on behalf of everybody, thank you, Ben Stokes. That was amazing.
Interesting stat. Do you know who's got the most wickets in the Ashes history?
No. Jim Laker? Glenn McGrath? Warney?
Yes.
Warney. So it's just
Shane Warne. 195 wickets in
Ashes history. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good going.
How many did he play? Did he get banned for a while? Was he banned or was he dropped? Was he just dropped for a while?
No, he was banned because of diet pills. But I don't know if he missed an Ashes because of that.
Diet pills, is that a polite way of saying cocaine?
So, no, it was actually diet pills.
It was actually diet pills. Fat fuck.
all the fat banter got to him and he had to take diet.
Went on a diet. But I love how he could just stop eating the pies. He actually had to take medication.
Yeah, well.
It's probably quite good self-awareness.
Exactly.
Amazing. So look, amazing.
Going on to big overweight men, should we talk about the rugby?
Yeah, talking about my diet plan. But yes. Getting close to... I didn't realise I say this, I didn't realise the World Cup was so close. I do love sport. I do watch a lot of sport. I just hadn't quite appreciated exactly how close the World Cup is. But it is bloody close.
Mate, it's actually...
Was it 3 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's flying towards us. The squads really are all being announced.
I mean, England have done their squad, and what a game against Ireland. Like, I know it's just a warm-up, and I think last week I said, the warm-ups don't mean anything. My God, the warm-ups mean everything. Absolutely everything. That was outrageous. They tore Ireland to shreds.
Just for the record, 24 days, 7 hours, and 57 minutes till the World Cup kicks off.
I love it. I love a bit of accuracy. That's what this show needs.
Completely useless fact because it's a podcast and people will listen to this tomorrow.
That is true.
That is why I'm not a live DJ. So I'm going to guess that most of our listeners tomorrow, so probably 23 days, 20... no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But so, mate, I mean, okay, I'm going to try and be a little bit neutral here.
Okay, sure.
Were England very good, or were Ireland just woefully bad?
I think what happened is that England got on a roll. They got on a roll for a period of time, because England can do this. Like, they did it against South Africa a couple of times last summer. They did it against Scotland in the Six Nations for about 50 minutes. They did it against Ireland in the Six Nations. Like, when they get on a roll in that first half, England can put on a bucket ton of points. Unfortunately, what has happened historically is that they then conceded a bucket load of points as well, or maybe a bucket plus one, and have actually lost. I think it was just one of those days where England just clicked. And this was much closer to a proper, first 15, starting 15 lineup, which is really exciting to see. Because no matter what type of team, if you go through the Irish team, again, there's a lot of big names there. A lot of big names. There's maybe a couple of ones that aren't sort of first 15 starters, but the Ireland team was good, and they
it was a proper side, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
they got ripped to shreds.
Couple of questions. Ben Youngs
had a shocker, actually. Whilst England whacked on 57 points, Youngs will not have been happy with his performance. His passing was a bit off. He's a bit slow from the back of the ruck, and his kicking was well off, considering normally he's pretty sharp on that. And that's a concern because we've only got Willie Hines in the squad. And so far, Willie's played 2 or 3 games for England in these warm-up games. And he's looked quite good, but is he going to be, is he a starting 9 who can take us to World Cup glory? Probably not. I wonder if Eddie Jones is just scrolling through WhatsApp and just seeing that conversation with Danny Kerr and maybe thinking, do I message him? Just, hey Danny, how you doing? What you up to?
Last seen today at 10:43.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
on. He's on. I know he's looking at it.
Do I send something? Look for the 2 blue ticks. So yeah, look, I think that's a bit of a concern. I also think it's a bit of a concern around Elliot Daly. I'm not sold on Daly as fullback. I do like him. I like Elliot Daly a lot. I'm just not sure he's a world-class fullback. I don't think England have a world-class fullback at the moment, which is a bit of a concern. And I think I haven't seen much news on it, but I know Mako Vunipola went down injured as well at one point.
Yeah, I also haven't seen too many reports on that.
So let's hope he's okay. But one thing that was beautiful is the back row, particularly the flankers, Tom Curry and Sam Wanderhill, who, again, I've got a massive man crush on. Who haven't I? That looked really good. Tom Curry and Underhill playing. I think they're both 7s, but playing in the background.
Ray Toji had a cracking game.
Yeah. That's the thing. When England click, if England have a good day, they are one of the best in the world easily, like top 2, top 3 easily.
Yeah.
And there aren't many teams who can cope with them, because they've got big, powerful pack up front. They've got a really strong, fast, dynamic back row. They've got good decision makers in key positions, and they've got sort of, some gas and some power out wide. But they just don't do it consistently, which is the concern.
Yeah, it's going to be as we edge closer to that World Cup start. I mean, it's going to get harder and harder to predict, but I really cannot call who's going to win this World Cup. No,
I know. I think, again, it's been spoken about a lot. It is one of the widest open World Cups, I think.
And am I right in saying it's probably... So it's the first one that's really in neutral ground. I mean, I know there's been a couple in France where, France wouldn't be favourites to win it, but you never know.
But they're one of the bigger names, aren't they?
They're bigger, yeah. And this is proper neutral. This isn't South Africa, it's not Australia, and it's not New Zealand,
totally.
It's not in England.
Yeah,
this
totally.
is
totally.
proper neutral.
Proper neutral.
Proper newts. Proper newts.
Props newts.
Props newts.
And it's one of those things where, obviously, I think New Zealand are still favourites, but New Zealand, Ireland, Wales, South Africa, England, maybe even Australia, if any of those won it, you wouldn't be blown away shocked. Yeah. You'd be like, wow, Australia have come from a poor season to come back, or Ireland had a bit of a rocky Six Nations but have come back. None of those names would be an absolute shock that they've put together a few good performances in a row to take the trophy, which is awesome.
It is awesome.
I still think I want England to win. I still think your Bockies are dangerous, man. I
don't want to get too excited, but no, actually, I'm in my true prediction form. South Africa will not win the World Cup. And anyone that listens knows I'm just reversing psychology. Reversing psychology?
You are reverse. I've decided today I'm going to reverse psychology.
Yes.
So one more warm-up game. I think in about is it 10 days' time? I think it's the 6th. We play Italy Friday the 6th.
It's Wales Ireland on Saturday.
Yes, but the Saturday the 7th. Saturday the 7th is Wales Ireland.
No, 31st of August.
Oh, are they doing a double header?
They're doing a double header.
Sorry, they're doing a double header. Yeah. Exciting stuff.
So it's actually...
and then we've got the week off, and then England are playing Italy.
Japan have got South Africa, which will be...
That is it. I mean, that South Africa will want that. they will want to shove that right in their faces. That's an interesting warm-up game for Japan to have just before the World Cup. Like, that's going to be hard, man.
Yeah, but I suppose they need to test themselves a bit.
Yeah, true.
So, I don't know, it's going to be interesting. So, but speaking of people winning trophies and not winning trophies, Man United will not be winning the Premier League this year.
How times have changed, because it was just a week ago and there was a lot of confidence coming from one half of this conversation about the Devils. What happened, man?
I watched the game.
I mean, just to be clear, for those who didn't watch the game, I haven't seen the result. Man U lost 2-1?
2-1, yeah.
2-1 to the powerhouse from South London, Crystal Palace.
So we've got some good Palace fans who listen to the show. So
yes.
Well played.
And they were at Old Trafford.
Yes, I watched the
game.
I'm joking. Yes, I understand where the game was. Anyway,
I know where the bloody game was.
Yeah. I mean, to reiterate, the theatre of dreams.
Screams.
Oh, I like it. Actually, United played well. Didn't create that much.
Yeah.
Missed a penalty again.
Was it Pogba again?
No, Rashford this time.
He's in my fancy team. Bugger.
So yes, me too. He's my captain. So I was.
Oh, that's not good.
And I mean, fantasy-wise, I'm on a solid second from bottom. So, but and then just gave away. Didn't give away a David De Gea mistake again.
Yeah,
and a very good friend of mine pointed out. How many times have we said very unlike him that he made a mistake? How often is it that now stops being unlike him and becomes like him? And it was a poor goalkeeping mistake. We missed the penalty, 2 fine margins. We either get a point or 3 points. Because actually, if we'd equalised with a penalty, we would have gone on and won. And I think there was 25 minutes left. I think we would have gone on to win, personally. But passing the ball better, we're running around more. There are positives, bar the result, and
I mean, not wanting to hammer on about Maguire not being worth 80 million. He didn't have the greatest game. I mean, there's some brutal Twitter action about Harry.
To be fair, it's hard for him when your striker misses a penalty and your goalkeeper drops the ball. I mean, it's hard to. I don't think he's been too bad. I don't know. It's so tricky. So
I guess there's still. I mean, let's be generous. Maybe sort of Lindelof and Maguire are just still trying to figure out communication.
And they're 3 games in,
and who and I should be marking the open striker right in front of goal. I mean, it's hard to tell exactly who should be marking that man. But at least one of them, in hindsight, at least one of them should have been.
But I mean, otherwise, obviously, there weren't too many. Actually, Newcastle beat Tottenham, big upset.
Yes,
at the Lane. And
Paul Merson,
Paul Merson, in all his wisdom, has come out and gone, the title's over for Tottenham after 3 games.
You've got to love Merson.
So at least he's not biased. I mean, I was watching the debate last night on Sky Sports and had Jamie O'Hara, who obviously played for Spurs, and then they had Merson, who was obviously ex-Arsenal. And O'Hara's like, because North London derby this weekend, he was like, I think Spurs just edged it 2-1.
Yeah.
Paul Merson, 4-1 Arsenal.
Total balance.
I think rip them to shreds was his exact phrase. So, so we shall see.
Did you see? Speaking of totally awesome, hilarious Arsenal pundits, did you see Tony Adams on that show? I can't remember, it was a while ago, and they were talking about, I think, some red card that was given against Arsenal that cost them a penalty and an important game years ago during Adams' era. And Adams like, I don't think that was me. And they read out the year or the date of the game. He's like, that wasn't me. I was in jail. Yeah, not my fault, mate. Not my.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a pretty good alibi, though. It's a good
absolutely, alibi. Yeah. CCTV everywhere. Like, I mean, it's awesome. But yeah, go on.
Speaking of North London derbies,
yes.
What's your prediction for the Super Sunday?
Super Sunday. Yes, it's Arsenal at home, isn't it?
It is Arsenal at the Emirates.
2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal.
2-2.
2-2. That'd be a good
Desmond.
Love a Desmond. Now, and also as we wrap up, a bit of kind of, I guess, sad news. Well, sad news for people who give a shit, but like sad news for Bury fans and Bolton fans, as they're both clubs seem to be on the brink of getting kicked out of the Football League altogether because they're going to go into administration. Like, I think Bolton have gone past the deadline already.
Yeah.
And are now in just total desperate dire straits. And I think Bury's takeover bid failed, and so they're now.
Yes, I think
Bury. I think they've got till 5 o'clock today, isn't it? Or maybe that's gone
I think Bury have gone past it.
Yeah, I think maybe they've both gone past then. Yeah. Look, I don't know much about the actual stories behind this, but these are not insignificant clubs. And in terms of the football story in England,
history,
exactly. And this is getting a bit serious. Like both two clubs going down this early in a season as well. Like we've got to wonder how I don't know how tenable the sort of the business model of football actually is at the moment.
Wow.
When you're spending 80 million on Maguire.
Yeah, but it's not our money.
No, but the point is, I think this is what Bolton and Bury have found.
It was their money.
It was their money. That's the problem. It's not they're spending it like it's not their money, and it's come back to bite them in the
Bury
ass,
will be very lucky that £78 million offer for Maguire fell through.
Yeah.
They were gazumped by Man Utd in the last.
I mean, the thing is as well, like. You hear the stories like of both, I think, Bury and Bolton as people have come in and different companies or people have looked at investing and looked at buying the clubs, and the line from all the sort of the failed takeover talks has been like, we'll look when we've gone into deep consideration and analysis of the numbers, we're not quite sure it's right. It's like if you go into any deep analysis of any sporting club, it's not going to be right. Like you cannot. These clubs do not make big profits. No. You are doing this for love. You need a rich person or a consortium of rich people who are just happy to throw away some cash, because otherwise it doesn't work.
The sad thing is, Bury's 134 years old as a football club.
That's a lot of history. That is a lot. They've won the FA Cup twice.
And Bolton is 145 years old.
That's the thing. These are not. I mean, I guess
clubs.
They are proper clubs. That is sad, man. Look, we'll see what happens over the coming days. But at the moment, I think both clubs are officially past their deadlines for being able to have a plan in place. So, yeah, man, and it'd be interesting to see with the fallout as well, like whether the Football Association gets in any kind of hot water because maybe they should have provided better governance or support, or So exactly. But yeah,
should we end on that obituary?
We will. We'll play some sad music over the end of Bury and Bolton.
But yeah, mate,
but best luck to them.
It's been great fun chatting, chewing the fat.
Love it.
Around Ben Stokes and the genius that man is.
Absolutely.
Nightclub metaphors.
Absolutely.
Which I've no idea what I was going on about, but it's happened. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Enjoy the hot weather.
Yes, I did. I got very burnt on Saturday. I'm walking around with two very red legs. Red legs. And my daughter has decided that she thinks it's now very funny to pretend to be a tiger and scratch those legs.
Oh. The tiger scratches the lobster.
It's cute. Yeah.
Sounds like a kid's story to me.
It does. Actually, we should write that and sell it. That'd be great.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome, right, buddy. Take very good care of yourself.
Yes, thank you very much. Another one. In the
Another
can.
week.
I hope everyone that's listened has enjoyed it.
Yes.
And we will catch you on social media.
Take care. Cheers.
Bye.
Go on.